friends. Welcome to this week's horoscope for August 19th through the 25th. This is your astrologer, Brilla Samay. I'm so happy to be sharing how I see the heavens during this week. And I have to say that for myself, I feel like this week does offer us a lot of grace and optimism to see what is coming up ahead. Although I don't think the week is going to start off this way, we're going to have several chances to calibrate. So I feel like there's a little bit of forgiveness. Last week there was none. And this week is more of, okay, we just dealt with this big hit. Now let's acclimate ourselves to it. And as the week gets further along, I think that we have more and more help. So I'm not mad at this week. I'm looking forward for it because life gets to move on. Like we get to move forward with the things that we want to do, our plans and our goals for the most part, okay, with what we can do right now. I know that's a little bit controversial. If you're watching other horoscopes out there, there's going to be a difference of opinion here, but that's why we have all individual opinions. Our first day is August 19th, as we know, is the full moon in Aquarius. And myself, I have a full video on this already on my YouTube. There's a deep dive plus horoscopes for all the 12 zodiac signs. You all are welcome to watch that video and see more in depth all the details that have to come with this full moon. I've also talked about this on my TikTok and on my Cosmic Alchemy Academy, which is my private group mentorship where we talk in depth and also share homework with it. But the cool thing I like about it is that every time I talk about it, something new comes out. And I get to say more about it in different perspectives with more understanding. So wherever you catch information when it comes to me, information about this full moon, there's a common denominator, but it also builds up too and has more and more and more to share. So what I'm going to talk about today is actually different from my YouTube video, TikTok, or even if you're in the Cosmic Alchemy Academy, what I have shared there. The first thing I want to say about this full moon is that it's in Aquarius. So we're looking at the people, the collective groups of individuals who stand to make a statement. They have a vision for the world, right? And for the full moon in Aquarius to be squaring its own ruler raises such a big flag for me. And I haven't been able to put a name to it. But as I've tried to tap into it psychically, I understand that what I'm feeling is people turning against each other because this is Aquarius, an Aquarius domain, and it's kind of weird. So I'm looking at this dynamic of a new group being born from one single group. And of course, I don't exactly know what this is, but it's significant because there's like a split that's happening in a group that we once saw solid. And to me, this is people turning against each other and marking a new divide or marking a new type of human, a new type of person, a new type of consciousness. And with these types of things, they're not going to be fully seen. I don't think so. They're not going to be fully seen like the day of the full moon. It's the conception, the seed of something greater that comes and is born out of it. So when we're going to see this full circle, who knows? Maybe it's going to be in 20 years when Pluto's leaving Aquarius, or it's going to be within 3 months, or by the time the eclipse comes in. So this is my impression of it, okay? And what the storm is about is serious ideals, passion from people that are like, this is how it needs to be, or it's that serious right now. It has to be spoken about, heard. So it's like this passion for this world that people want to see is coming up so strongly, even if it's not on the TV screen or on the mobile screen. It is probably felt within people where their beliefs are so hot, so strong right now. They're willing to put anything on the line because of the things that they feel and believe, which is, sometimes we need to get to this point to be able to speak up and finally do something, right? Venus is also opposing Saturn today, which I think is very significant. It talks a lot about how people are working together. I also do want to mention this too. This square with the full moon and Uranus doesn't always have to be bad. It could be that something positive is coming from this. Um, and it's just like, okay, maybe people are agreeing to set apart a new group to really take over this one area or section, and it could be very needed and positive also. It doesn't always mean that it's going to be negative, but the reason I am kind of leaning into the loudness of it is because it's a square and it's Uranus and Aquarius. Like, we don't know what to expect with these energies. And this Cazimi with the Sun and Mercury, there's a Cazimi, which means that Sun and Mercury are really, really close together, taking place in Leo. It talks about a new leader rising. And it does talk about, look at how much divide there is. We need to almost make an executive decision here. And again, who is this going to be? Because if you watched my other content, I talked about how there was a divide from people to leaders, and how the people were going to be talking to each other and the leaders were going to be talking to each other. And I think that still stands. I'm still standing behind that. So my question is it intentional? Is it going to be intentional chaos? Or is it going to be set up? Because that can happen too. Thankfully, though, on Tuesday, the 20th, we have a chance to breathe. There isn't much happening astrologically. The moon is going to be in Pisces. It's going to make its aspects to those planets, but not anything more than that. So to me, it's a quiet time. It's you just live this, now breathe and take it in. So we will have some time to balance ourselves out by Tuesday. And you guys are going to be so grateful for that, because we're going to be shook. We're going to be like, dude, that was a hard week. And it's Tuesday that we kind of get a break from it and just start to balance ourselves. Now, the moon is going to be in Pisces. So that's going to bring us back to Saturn in Pisces. It would be so easy for me to move on, but it's me. I like to find the meaning in everything, or the deeper meaning in everything. And if the moon is in Pisces, the moon is saying, you guys relax. Like, okay, so this was done. Now let's integrate. Now let's integrate what this all means. And it's reverting us back to Saturn in Pisces, the greater work. And Saturn in Pisces is doing all the lessons of tapping back into your emotions. What do your intuitions have to say about it? How are you connected with your higher self? How much do you trust the universe? And where do you have fear? And where is this fear rooted in? And how can we get it back into spiritual strength? Because ultimately, that's what fear is, unalchemized energy that you're scared is going to happen again and again. So when we look at this at Tuesday, I want you guys to take it slow, relax, but also be very intentional about your emotions and what comes up. Lean into your devotionals, whatever that looks like. Lean into the self-care books, the self-love stuff, and reframe your mind to where you are in life. I also like to say this because if by chance you're somebody who is impacted by this and your emotions are heightened and flared up, there's probably a fear there that is coming up for you, and you have to transmute, heal, work through. And it's absolutely worth you doing it. So know that the universe is giving you that time and space for you to process that healing before it gives you more assignments. Okay. On Wednesday, the 21st, the moon is going to start off in Pisces. So we have more of this chill process, integrate energy as we wake up in the morning. It's going to be kind of like a rhythm based morning, I call it. It's not going to be one of those mornings where you get up and do. It's going to be kind of like, well, I'm going to see what I'm in the mood for and what I have time for. And let me get the basics done, basically. And so I think that there's going to be a little bit of a slow start. And towards the end of the day, we're going to have the moon go into Aries, which is when all of our energy is going to come in. So if you are somebody that has a late start to the day, do not feel bad about it. You're going to catch up at the end of the day. Let yourself have a slow start, a smoother day in the morning, because that's where your energy is going to be at. So by the evening, I'm looking at clarity coming in and your energy revitalizing. So you will be able to do some things. I think that maybe Wednesday is going to be the day where people go out to do their groceries, etc., because of how chaotic the weekend has been and the week ahead, the week before was. So Wednesday looks like a day where you not only have you integrated, taking it slow, but now you can actualize and do more things to get you going for the week, or even to answer some people back. You know how that goes. If you see me holding a book, it's my notes. Okay. It's all my notes. Thursday, the 22nd, we're going to have the sun enter Virgo. I think that's a blissful break, because this energy of us grounding only gets so much more serious by the time that the sun goes into Virgo. So this is marking 4 weeks of us wrapping up the summer, of us being able to ground ourselves in a new routine, right? Mercury retrograde in Virgo has helped us to identify how we want to spend our time. And so for us, this is amazing, because now we have the sun supporting us into our grounded goals. And, we want to use this energy and run with it. Okay. So if by Thursday you haven't came up with a autumn schedule, you're on timeout. You're on timeout, because it starts on Thursday, the 22nd. And you will get feedback. Just trust me. I've been doing this a really long time. Do the schedule you have, even though it's janky and you're not sure about it, because Mercury is retrograde. Okay. We're not going to get it perfect. But by the time that Mercury goes direct in like 10 days, you're going to have instant feedback as to what in your week is not working. And you're going to be so clear about it. So don't worry about perfecting right now. Worry about doing and just practicing, solidifying. Okay. Now, on this day, we're also going to have the sun quincunx Pluto, which to me is really talking about innovation in how we are looking at our lives and what we are doing with our goals, because the Pluto energy is still in Aquarius, and it's going to fortify the sun in Virgo. And so to me, that has a lot to do with that intense, like obsessive focus that we just need to do things, and we will not sleep to just get it done. Sometimes we need to feel that, right? Sometimes we need to just focus in on it, sit down and plan it all. And that's what this energy looks like to me. Is like, okay, I'm going to sit down, deal with this one big thing that I'm stressed about and I cannot figure out. It's a very important decision, but let me see how I can empower myself through it. Now, I will say that this day isn't all rainbows and butterflies. If you are somebody who is at odds with the relationship, this is a little bit of a tricky day. Venus in Virgo is going to be squaring Mars in Gemini, and that's not comfortable. That's two people not being able to agree because of true facts. Both have reason, but they are not able to see each other's sides. And so, I always talk so much about the Virgo and Gemini dynamic, how Gemini is all the information and Virgo is the important information. So when you're looking at this tension in people, it has to do with one person having all the facts, which are true and needed, and then another person saying, okay, but these are the important things that you are minimizing. And we can simplify this by focusing on the important things. And that's like the number one way that you upset a Gemini, is taking away their options. So no, we're not talking about an actual Gemini. This is a Gemini energy. Mars is in Gemini. Mars wants the options. So there's a little bit of tension here. And I think, of course, if you're already in a rocky relationship because of the South Node in Libra, this is a day to pay attention to, because you're on a tightrope. Or if you are somebody who has the North Node in Aries or South Node in Aries, pay attention to this day, because it's kind of telling. Also, if you're in Aries rising, basically, if you have significant placements in Aries, you want to be looking out for this day. Just to be mindful. Be mindful. Maybe you can postpone the conversation, agree to disagree, or say, we can get back to this. Let's go with this imperfect thing and try to re-edit, reframe this a different day. Friday, August 23rd, this is my kind of least favorite day of the week because we start off with the moon void of course. We don't like void of course moons. Have you ever been in that mood where nothing can fulfill you? Daisy, edit. Okay, so Friday, August 23rd is a day where we start the morning having a moon that's void of course. For those of you who are not sure what that is, that's when the moon is transitioning from one sign to another. And so she doesn't identify with either zodiac that she's moving through. And so it creates a lot of stagnicity in us, feelings of just kind of not being sure what it is that we're looking for, like how we're going to feel fulfilled. This is the epitome of driving and you just don't know what music you want to listen to, and you don't know what mood you're in, or not being in the mood for any kind of food, or just being uncertain of like what is fulfilling you. Like, why are you kind of moody crabby in a way that is random? Like you just can't get inspired, or you're at work and you can't really focus because you're like, you know what to do, but you're tapped out of ideas. You're just kind of like not knowing how to express your energy. And all of those are symptoms of a void of course moon because she's not really focused anywhere. She's not ruling anything. And so we lose our connection to the cosmos. And so we're like kind of stagnant. Anyway, this happens for like a couple of hours, not too long, but it still happens pretty often. And it's something to keep in mind. So waking up in the morning like that, it's kind of like, oof, I my outfit isn't lighting me up. My breakfast isn't lighting me up. I'm just doing because I'm doing, which is fine. It happens. Just work through it. Make sure you get your things done. And then after this, now by 5 p.m., the moon will be reactivated when she enters Taurus. So there's going to be a second wind come in this day by 5 p.m. when the moon is in Taurus and you go, oh, I know what I want. I want fancy. I want good food. I want looks. I'm going to go get my nails done. This kind of vibe is kicking in where you're just wanting to experience high quality experiences, high quality moments. And so lean into that. Lean into all the things Taurus towards the end of Friday. So I would plan a good movie night, massage night, spa night, um peaches and cream night, whatever it is that you need to do. Okay, Saturday I love because the moon is going to be in Taurus the whole day. And it's going to be a very calming day, very grounded day. We're going to have the sun in Virgo, the moon in Taurus. Hello, plans. Hello, grounded. Hello, much more stability. And I call this a calming day, good for grounding. Your plans should be shopping, sensual desires, and really getting organized and feeling amazing in getting organized. Okay. So it's kind of like, well, not everything is 100% figured out, but this is what I can't do right now. So, like, listen, the name of the game this week is getting organized, like letting yourself recover from this crazy week we just had. And we should give that to ourselves, right? We should let ourselves pause when we can pause, because then the universe is going to put us back to work. This is what I've learned over 10 years of doing this, is when the universe says pause, you breathe. Because a lot of us want to keep running the programs and then bam, smack, another one. And you're like, well, I didn't stop running. Take the breaks when the universe gives them to you. Now, by Sunday, the 25th, again, beautiful, beautiful weekend day. The moon is still going to be in Taurus, and she's going to be positively, harmoniously connected to Venus, which to me, it's like if you can plan Sunday brunch at a really nice place or a place that you love and is comforting, I would totally do that and make plans for it. And this is going to be a day where we are going to release a lot of energy with the moon in Taurus after having gone through a full moon in Aquarius. The fixed signs, they deal with each other. Okay. Let the modalities handle themselves. Okay. Because when energy gets out of hand with Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, they're all going to checkmate. Okay. So right now we're having a conversation between the fixed signs, and the full moon is going to be in Aquarius. And by the time the moon goes into Taurus, it's a checkmate. It's like, bitch, you're knocked off. Okay. We're going to do me. We're going to do Taurus for the day. And let it be. This is the story today anyway, because on Sunday, we don't have too many other aspects going on in the heavens. It's basically honoring the moon in Taurus. Okay. And when we honor the moon in Taurus, we look at Venus, and she's currently in Virgo. So it's all about root work, right? Go to the park too. Maybe this is a good day for like a Lux picnic. Not so much like a Virgo humble blanket picnic. I think more of a Lux, like let's take our drinks, let's take a little choo-choo board and wine. That's what I'm giving, right? That's what I'm talking about. So I call this a release of energy because that moon is going to knock out the full moon. Like you were, okay? You were here, you're past tense now for the moment. So, and I don't know why I wrote here, excitement to brainstorm at night, to be excited to go to sleep. Why did I write that? Moon and Gemini trine Pluto. Oh, I see. So the moon in Gemini, by the end of the night, the moon is going to go into Gemini. Oh, gotcha. Sorry, friends. So at night at 8:04 p.m., the moon is going to go into Gemini, which is our mind activates. It's like, okay, we had a good weekend. Now we're going to go to bed, and all these ideas are going to start flushing in. Watch it happen and come back and tell me. All of these ideas are going to come in for the week ahead and how you want to present yourself. So to me, this is excitement to brainstorm. Perfect day to plan your September month. Perfect day to organize your meal prep and all this stuff. Perfect day to make plans with people for the rest of the month. Like this is a good time to brainstorm and get excited about the time, because when Pluto's involved, Pluto's giving you the transformative and inventive ideas, right? So I love how this weekend ends and the whole week ends because we've been just seeing too much. So friends, I hope this week is beautiful to you. I hope that this video is insightful to you. Please do what you got to do in this video to support the channel and myself and the work that I'm doing, because that's always so helpful. Because all of us creators really appreciate when you all show up for us, when you do things like comment, like, and share, and all these things, right? So let me know how this week goes, how this resonates with you, and anything else. If you want to get daily updates, go to my Instagram. I post several times a day, both post and reels about the week and the astrology of what we can expect. And I also have a lot of content on my TikTok that I post. I also do live streams Monday through Friday after 6 p.m. So in this live streams, we talk about the astrology, and we also do readings, tarot, astrology, and synastry readings on the live stream. So anybody's willing to, you could sign up. Now, if you are somebody who wants to learn about your karmic astrology and your karmic patterns, you want to go to my website. I do have my karmic patterns report that is a PDF filled with exactly your birth chart and all the karmic signatures that you carry in this lifetime. So it's going to break it all down in specifics. So what you're here and meant to deal with and work through, but also your blessings and the beauty that you carry. So this report is actually 2-in-1. You'll get one for this lifetime and then a second one for past lives. It's all like who you have been, where you have visited, etc. Okay, I think it's phenomenal. It is one of my most popular offerings. I would say almost all my clients get this report because it's essential, to be honest. And I'm someone who's been studying my chart for 10 years. And when I got this report maybe like 9 months ago in December last year, it changed my life. completely. There's something about this report that says things so gently but clearly that I was like, okay, I have to work through that today. So you guys can get that. Of course, I'm a practicing consulting astrologer. So if you want to meet with me privately on Zoom, my sessions are on my website where you can contact me and get a reading. I also offer mentorships both in groups and in private settings. So if that is something that interests you, go to my website as well. The goal is to make you a modern day cosmic magician because it's the future, right? Bye, friends. I'll see you next week.